Hi, welcome to today's video. My name is Elena, and it's a privilege that I am speaking and discussing with you today about mentoring the young people. The young people in our communities today are in need of positive role models. They are in need of people who can show them the way, and they are in need of people whom they can trust. And if we give in our expertise and share with these children our experiences, we can really make a big difference in their lives. That's why I am inspired by mentoring, because I know mentoring makes a difference in the life of a young person. So feel very free to put your comments, your discussion down in my comments section below. To mentor somebody does not need necessarily that you attend lessons, you attend classes in order to mentor. It is natural to nurture and mentor a young person. Mentoring basically means that you are somewhere here and the person that you're mentoring is somewhere down below you. So the main essence of mentoring is to lift that person from down and lift that person to a level where you are somewhere here. So basically, I mentor using my experiences, especially for the young people. I mentor using my life experience. Growing up, I also went through the same stages that they are going through, and probably went through specific challenges because I also grew up in a rural setting. So basically, my mentorship is based on my story for these young rural people. That's why I say in my discussion that the rural young people have a unique kind of challenge, because first of all, these are young people who are growing up in poverty-stricken communities. So they have poverty mindsets, scarcity mindsets, and yet in today's generation, we are looking forward to having a youth who is empowered financially, who is able to attain their goals, who is able to explore opportunities outside there. But because of this first challenge of mindset these youth are facing in the rural area, the poverty mindset, the scarcity mindset, these youth are usually struggling with finding who they are themselves. So in today's discussion, I want to share about how we can help these young people, especially in the community. We find that in our rural communities, these children don't have positive role models. They struggle finding somebody they can look up to, somebody who can inspire them. We have very few of those people in our communities in the rural setting. So there is lack of exposure, there is lack of inspiration in this young youth. They're just living their lives the way they find themselves in their small families. So as parents, I feel we have a role to play in the lives of our children, especially the parents in the rural community. You are the first mentor, the first role model that your child is having. So what is expected of you? Looking at the community setting in the rural areas, I see two aspects of mentoring that these parents can engage into. Mentoring number one, they can engage in mentoring these children tasks. Yes. As a parent, I encourage you to always do a task as your child is watching. And then when you do that task once more together with the child. After doing that task together with the child, then allow the child to do that task alone. And then lastly, give a feedback about that task. The task can be domestic chores, can be domestic work, doing housework, cleaning the compound, cleaning the house, organizing their bedrooms or their small huts where they sleep. It is a task you can teach a child because unorganized environment motivates productivity. A cluttered environment is almost equal to a cluttered mind, a mind that is not organized. So, starting to teach these children how to be organized boosts their self confidence and also teaches them to work out their tasks in future. Another way we can mentor these children as parents in the community is to listen to these children. These children grow up and they get into a lot and a lot of challenges. For example, in our community areas, we have children have challenges like acceptance, finding acceptance. Yeah, you may find these children are rejected in their communities for reasons that may be even beyond their own control. Maybe because they are poor, maybe because they look a certain way, so they lack acceptance. The other challenge that these children in rural areas face is sexual abuse, child marriages or teen marriages, and also teen pregnancies, drug addiction, gang groups, and then they also face a challenge of disowning. For instance, if a young girl got pregnant in a rural setting, it is not news for you to find a parent rejecting or disowning this child just because they've got pregnant or they've joined bad peer groups, and then the parent disowns them and pushes them out there. So, one thing that I want to encourage parents in this kind of problem with the young people is that you should portray patience. Portray patience. These children are also human beings, they have their own personal challenges, they are not perfect. So, be patient with your teen, be patient with your child. Be willing to listen to them without judging them for what has happened to them. And then, number two, be persistent. Be persistent in mentoring your child. For instance, when a child reaches teen ages, when a child becomes a teenager, they start exploring loads and even you notice changes in behavior. They want to take their own personal decisions, irrespective of either they will harm them or they won't. So you have to be persistent. If your child comes back and is not willing to talk to you, he's back home, is projecting anger on you, don't give up and just leave that child there. Be persistent. Find out, follow up your child and find out where is this kind of behavior coming from. Maybe sometimes it could be from a certain peer group at school or a certain peer group in areas wherever they are hanging out from. And if you just leave this child, you'll find that this child will just find himself looking for acceptance in areas that they couldn't have reached if you were persistent with them. Another thing is consistency. Do it over and over again. Don't do it once. Always show up for your child. If your child needs you, be there for them. Show up all the time. Don't give up. Show up. Maybe there's a school meeting, you're being invited to listen to the challenges of your child at school. Please be there. If it means moving with them, accompanying them to certain areas, do everything it takes and be consistent. Don't be good today and tomorrow you are different with your child. The last one is commitment. Be committed to your child. Be committed. That's one value of a parent should always have is commitment. Commitment to parenting. You don't just end at wanting your child to be a good person, to be a child with a good character, but be committed to ensure that your child portrays that good character. Even when they try to go astray, be committed to mentoring them always. Do all your exercise, what it takes. If it means sitting this child down, if it means appreciating them, if it means teaching them a skill, it means doing anything for them, be committed to do it. It will make a difference in this child's life. So, as parents in the rural setting, we have a certain way that we always do things. Our children grow up at their own mercy. It's very rare for you to find a parent in a rural setting having time to spend with their children just like that, unless the child is maybe sick or the child has a certain challenge. That's when they are there to rebuke the child. But they always don't have this open communication space for the children where they sit down with their children and discuss issues, share their goals and the children, and allow the children also to share their goals to their parents. These parents are usually too much engaged in their social works, engaged in garden work, engaged in, especially during school time. Our parents are also busy with their own home business, work, garden work, like I've said, and they really don't have time for the children. And yet, this is the time these children need a mentor the most, somebody to grow them into the kind of person that they would like to be. So, thank you so much for listening to me. Just leave me a comment down below and let me know what you've picked up in this video, and also share your thoughts about this video down below. Otherwise, that is it for now. Goodbye.